Hey everybody, I'm Chuck with Classic Boxing Coach, and today I want to ask you a question. When can you use your boxing for self-defense? Or when can you use your combat sport, for that matter, any combat sport, for self-defense? Do you really know, right? Do you know when you could use the skills that you've acquired, right? You're in shape, you've gotten into a sport, that's great, but when can you use this stuff for self-defense? That's what we're talking about today in today's real quick tip. So come on over, check this out. So first I gotta make it clear, right? This is not legal advice, right? This is for informational purposes. It's important that you know this, but every situation's different. And if you've gotten yourself into a situation where you had to defend yourself, you probably need to go see an attorney and get that evaluated on your own. So with that said, I wanna know, right? And you should know these things. What are the rules of self-defense? Do the rules change when you defend somebody else? Right? Can you use self-defense when somebody's in your face screaming at you? Do they have to hit you first? Is it different if somebody's trying to steal your laptop, So hey, these are important concepts, and the big rules that you gotta know are these, right? First, you gotta be innocent. You can't be the aggressor. That makes sense, because if you're the aggressor, it's definitely not self-defense. Second concept is that the attack has to be imminent, right? You can't defend yourself from future harm or from something that happened yesterday. It's got to be happening right now, right? Third is that it has to be proportional. So if somebody's using deadly force against you, then you can use deadly force in return. But if they're not using deadly force, if it's non-deadly, you can only use non-deadly force in return, right? In some jurisdictions, the next factor is that you may have a duty to avoid the conflict. You may have to take an avenue of safe retreat if it's available. Not all jurisdictions are like that. The last thing is that it's got to be reasonable. Everything you do has to be reasonable, and it's not a subjective standard, right? So you got to imagine, I guess, what somebody else in a similar situation might do. So obviously, these things, it can get complicated. It's not that complex, but it can get complicated, and you're probably not going to be able to think it through in the heat of the moment. So it's important that you take a look at these concepts and learn them now and wrap your mind around what self-defense really means. So with that said, go check out the article we wrote. Click this link, check it out, and if you like what you're seeing, if you like the article, share it, give us a thumbs up, and keep your hands up.